Hi guys, it's me, Boog.
And Dad.
And today we're going to be reviewing the Lowe's Haunted Living 3.5-foot lighted Kraken with tentacles.
Yes. This guy actually came out last year, and that's actually when we purchased ours. But we never got around to putting him in the display. I didn't really have a good, I guess, like I don't know what you call it, like sea water kind of Halloween display. But it was so cool. And last year he was only 150 bucks. I just picked him up because years ago I used to do a pirate display. But most of that stuff kind of wore out or whatever, and I really didn't do it anymore. But I thought, well, if I ever get around to doing another one, he'll be perfect in there. And with this kind of stuff, you never know if he's going to come back for a year or two or three, or if he's a one and done. So for 150 bucks, I went ahead and picked him up when I had a chance, because last year he was all the rage at the Lowe's. Kind of hard to find, selling out quickly. Everybody loved this guy. So that's why our box is kind of tattered up, but you can see it's still unopened because actually it's from 2024, but they did bring him back this year. So I don't know for sure if he's still available online now. Me and Boog are recording this actually on October 1st.
Yes.
So happy October, everybody. It's officially Halloween time.
Yes.
The most wonderful time of the year. No, well, yeah, it actually is. But but this year, if you guys have been following the channel, Home Depot released their kind of I don't know, they called it their deep water collection.
Yes.
And that is it back here. These three pieces. So the fisherman, shark, and the pirate ship. So, of course, you can imagine when they did that, I was so very happy that I picked this one up last year. So we're doing a little mix and match in here. So we're going to have the Lowe's Kraken with the Home Depot's shark, fisherman, and pirate ship. And I think this is going to be an awesome display once we get finished up. As you can see here, I even threw in one of my old Jimmy Pirates. This guy back there is, his name is Albert, and he is about 20 years old.
Yes.
Old. Like I said, I did some pirate stuff a long time ago. But I think he looks great in here. Then we also have Perv the pirate down there on the ground. He's also about 20 years old, but he has a pants problem, but we won't get into that. That's for another video. But anyway, back to the Kraken. So like I said, this thing was all the rage last year. Everybody loved it. He's a big, huge blow mold, basically, Kraken, octopus, whatever you want to call it. But he lights up, and he should be really, really cool. There was some issues I saw from a lot of people with paint, flaking, chipping, that kind of thing. So I don't know, we may or may not have that issue. We'll just have to see once we get in the box. But generally with all of these blow molds, Boog always puts them, seals them up with a good coat of just some clear like spray paint.
Yeah.
And that usually helps them out a ton, especially with the sun, all that kind of thing. But here's the box. It is kind of a large box, for sure. And also the, I will say too, for Lowe's this year, they kind of went a little crazy with all the prices this time. So I'm sure part of that has to do with tariffs, but literally he was 150 bucks last year. This year he showed up at 250.
Yeah.
So that was quite the bump there. So another reason why I was very happy I picked this up in 2024 and not this year. But that's kind of the thing with all Lowe's stuff this year. They're just really, really overpriced. The Halloween most of it was just, like I said, too high. And they rolled out Christmas now. They've got some really great Christmas stuff, especially the whole Rudolph collection, but it's just so overpriced. But anyway, like I said, that's not for this video. All right, so we're going to get him out of the box here and show you the parts and, kind of show you what it looks like.
Right back. So here's a look at what the box looks like when first opened. So really not much to see. You do get the top of the octopus's head, or the Kraken's head, my bad. And that's about it. So we'll be back.
Oh, wait, you made it.
Okay, so now we have the Kraken out of the box. It's just its head.
Yeah, once you get him unboxed, this is kind of what you get when you pull it out. I'm thinking all the tentacles are shoved up inside here somewhere.
I think it is.
And yeah, he's in this clear plastic bag. And then you have this other sack here that was in the very bottom. This almost feels like steaks, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into it and we'll let you know.
Be right back. And here is the Kraken fully unpacked.
Yeah. And this guy, I did see him on display last year, but again, it's been, over a year. So I forgot how big he was, but this guy's pretty large. Yeah, 3.5 foot. Yeah, that's pretty much what the entire head piece is. Just like a really, really large, ginormous, blow mold with light up eyes. The eyes look cool. On ours, like I was talking about earlier, ours definitely does have the paint issues, but not so much on the head, which is kind of nice. It looks fairly decent. Just got some specking back here. But on the tentacles, that's a whole nother story. As you can see here, huge spot here. So definitely got a lot of paint chipping and peeling on these tentacles. And this is a good example here to show you kind of just how, and this is just an adhesion problem from the factory. So either how they treat the plastic or the way they're mixing the paint. They just,
Dan, just take a look at my hand.
yeah, they just did not get
paint's coming off.
Yeah, get that right at all. So these definitely did have a major paint issue. But with it being black, that's going to be pretty easy too. You can see my hand here. Yeah, it's just caking off. But that's going to be pretty easy for Boog, I think, to fix up for us there. Obviously, too late for us to return him, which I don't think I would anyway. But I'm just really hoping for this year that they got that problem fixed. Because, yeah, that's probably one of the worst ones I've ever seen. What do you think, Boog?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, really, really bad.
Never really had paint dust on my fingers before.
No,
Halloween decoration.
Not at all. And this mostly just seems to be a tentacle problem, at least with ours.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much it's something with that paint that they use that it's like dust.
Yeah, it just did not adhere at all. It also has a lot of glitter on it, which I wasn't really expecting, but, or maybe that's not glitter, it's where the paint's falling off.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure there. But anyway, we're going to get it put together, and I'm pretty excited about it. I still like it. I think it's going to look amazing with our little setup over here, you know, even with the paint issues. Yes. So give us a few minutes. We'll get it put together.
Be right back. And now we have the Kraken unboxed and fully assembled.
Right. So you basically have the head, 2 larger tentacles, and one, I guess, medium size, and then kind of a smaller one, or 2, I guess just two smaller ones. Yeah. So you get the, so basically 4 tentacles, and you can see this is kind of how we did ours here surrounding our pirate ship. I think that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I believe this lighter side is going to be what lights up at night, but we'll be back with a night shot to show you that for sure.
Yeah.
And then I think on him, it's just going to be his 2 eyes, kind of done at the bottom. But yeah, I think for this scene right here, it is absolutely perfect. This looks awesome. So good. Now, like we said, you already know about the paint issues. I can't say
it's gotten worse after being
absolutely
put it together.
More than issues. It's horrible.
Yes.
You can see like us just putting it together how bad the stuff just didn't just peel, it just powdered off. Absolutely awful.
Actually, literally scraped off as me and Dad were trying to.
We're covered in it. Yeah, I feel like we need to be like wear a biosuit. Just to assemble this guy. Yes. So that is definitely like, you know, totally unacceptable quality from the paint of the factory. They should have caught that. You can see all our fingerprints on his head after we you know, assembled all this parts. Because all the assembly is with the tentacles.
And Dad did also drop him at one point.
Yeah, he did fall off one time. But now, so that's definitely the bad side. Now, the good side is they gave you a really nice attachment system with these. You know, a lot of times these blow molds, you would just think, you know, they kind of just leave you, you know, to your own, you know, imagination as far as how you want to stake them in the ground so they don't blow over. But they actually gave you these, sorry, Quinn, he's loud there. But they actually give you, like I said, you know, a ground attachment kind of system here. So you end up screwing these plates, bases kind of on the bottom of him and the larger tentacles. And then they give you a stake that goes into there. So you'll pound that in the ground first and you just sit him on that stake. And that should keep it from blowing over. So I did think that was definitely a positive. They all have them. These just were built in and they're plastic because they're smaller.
And me and Dad also haven't plugged it into the power cord yet.
Yeah, but the bigger guys, you have to kind of install yourself, just like the head. And they're just those little plates there with 3 screws. And then, like I said, the stake that'll slide over the stake. So that's pretty nice. Really solid way to secure, you know, it in the ground to keep from blowing over. So I do like that. Me and Boo dug through the paperwork in the box. I'm still not 100% sure who the manufacturer of this is. Will you set him back up, Boo? It screams Pan-Asian, you know, SVI, but I've never known them to have paint quality this bad, so I would be kind of shocked because they've been doing this stuff a long time. You know, this pirate ship here is Pan-Asian, so is the Shark. Never had this kind of an issue, you know, so I'm not really sure who is doing this. We couldn't find anything on the box of paperwork to see who the manufacturer was. They may be too embarrassed to show their name with this kind of paint work because like I said, that's
there you go.
Totally.
Just by picking it up to put it back up, more paint scraped off.
Yeah, totally unacceptable. So anyway, these are the stakes though that we're telling you about. So you'll drive this into the ground, and then this end right here is what will go up into the tentacle or into him, depending which one you use. And then you have all these kind of daisy chain cords.
So see, before the deck completely moves on, here's the instructions. So you can see that pretty much all it says for contact you for problems is ascs@lowes.com.
Yeah, but this looks, this booklet screams, I think, Pan-Asian. I really think it is. With the serial number, purchase date, we've had some books that look a lot like this.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know.
so I'm guessing
Also, there's
Pan-Asian if I
purple
had to
stains
guess.
on here for some reason. I don't know.
But anyway, so yeah, you're basically all these little daisy chain the different sections together so that they all have power, and every one of the tentacles should light up and his eyes. So this should be really cool to look at night for sure. So anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for the daytime version. We'll be back with final thoughts and the night shot later on this evening.
To the night shot.
Right. All right.
And we're back with the night shot.
Yeah, so here he is at night. You can see the head, most of the lights are the eyes light up. They're kind of a clear color. And then the tentacles are all green. I think they look really, really cool. Even with the terrible paint, you can definitely see that.
Unfortunately, because
Popping
it's
through.
very, very obvious
Yeah.
that the paint's chipped.
But I think it looks good, and I think it really works very, very well with our pirate scene here.
Yes.
So, I'm going to say, I guess it's time for me to do a review here. Other than the paint, of course, that's a big thing. It's a great prop. So I would say, if you get one and the paint's good, I would recommend it. At $250, though, that is a much, much harder pill to swallow. I definitely don't think it's worth that. I think, the 150 was probably, the right price point for it.
Yeah.
But, it's hard to argue that it really, really does look good out here with the rest of our pirate ship kind of sea prop here for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. So anyhow, well, that's going to wrap up our review for the 3.5-foot Kraken, from Lowe's.
Yes. So make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.
See you next time.